Hello there everybody, my name is Will and this is An Ecologist Plays, where we are playing games and learning more about nature in the process. And we are going to be playing Smalland Survive the Wilds, but we are not doing it alone. We are joined by my wife.
Hello everyone!
So there she is, hello there.
You can call me Nick.
And we are going to be playing this game together. So we are really noobs at this, we haven't played before, this is our first time, and we are going to be encountering a whole bunch of insects and other creatures along the way here. Alright, so we made it to the outside. It's relatively easy, just, following the path. But we are in the overworld, and it seems that we are here to try and find a cure for the queen of the colony that is sick.
And such a beautiful world.
Really gorgeous. I am loving the atmosphere thus far, and I'm also loving the fact that you can press V and you have this vision that's using your antennae. And I love the fact that it does that, because although insects wouldn't be able to see this, they do use their antennae to actually locate food and predators, and it really is something similar. It's another sense that we are using, and since we've got these little antennae on the front there, it makes sense that we should be able to use it for some purpose. And it seems the purpose is to find stuff around us, including any food, other individuals, all those types of things.
Look at the clover.
Oh, I'll be there now.
Beautiful.
Interesting, the clover, it's slightly smaller relative to us than with Grounded. Of course, there are a lot of analogies with Grounded, but that is a game I also thoroughly enjoyed. I'm so looking forward to this game. Very different art style, very different games overall.
If we take this clover, our size... Yeah, we are not that small, but we are quite small.
Yeah, we're about 3 times the size that we were in Grounded. There's some more wood here for you, my dear. So yeah, we're about 3 times the size we were in Grounded, which makes sense. Everything here seems almost smaller than it did in Grounded. But also, it's so gorgeous. I mean, look at those mushrooms, those fungi growing on the tree trunk over there.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I think it's the same fungi we get here in our woods.
It could be. Could very well be. So that's most likely the false turkey tail. We'll talk about that as we go along as well.
Beautiful flowers.
I'm coming! Ah!
Your head's glowing.
Yes, as was yours. 3, 4, 5. This appears to be some kind of oxalis, some kind of sorrel that... we in South Africa at least, we've got Oxalis pescaprei, which is a sour type of plant, and we eat that. We break the flowers off. They have yellow ones, the yellow flowers around here. You break it off and you chew on the stem. It is toxic to some extent, but very little.
I used to eat them when I was young, and my teeth used to hurt after eating so much of them.
Oh yeah, that's because they contain oxalic acid, which is an acid that's commonly found in the Oxalis genus. It's even named after the genus.
My teeth tingle just by thinking of it.
Yeah, so we often chew on these things. I mean, I've got a pot plant at home somewhere. I think it may be dead, but it was there a while ago. And that actually, you can pick a stem of that and you can eat it.
It's those ones, these almost also look like clover.
Yes, very similar to clover, except usually a little bit different shaped leaflets, more the heart-shaped than these triangular that you'll find with clover. Okay, we've got Hearn over here that we can quickly talk to. Alright, so our first NPC we encountered, Hearn over here. He can craft us some armor, and we need some fiber in return, and then he'll be able to craft us some armor. He has also told us that we need to go down the slope over here to the cave to talk to the Elder. Meanwhile, there's a blackberry here. There's another one for you, dear. And there appears to be hops over here as well. That's definitely hops that's hanging over here. The female flower of the hops, which of course may be teasing that we can make beer in future. That's really a meal on its own. You can actually eat the hops as well as is. You don't need to ferment it, although it is apparently quite bitter. Oh dear. A storm is approaching. We need to get into shelter. I'm not sure whether this counts as shelter, or maybe we should just run back to the safe spot at the top here. So being this small, storms obviously would be a major threat, something that you don't want to be outside for. And as a result, when we really are little bit better at all of this. We'll have a base up and running. For now, we're just going to remain sheltered in here. Yes, there's the blue icon there above our health bar that is telling us that we are sheltered, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, earthshake. The storm has broken, remain sheltered. So, as with a lot of invertebrates, during storms or bad conditions, obviously will remain in shelter and not go outside. Okay, it seems the clouds have dispersed. It's going to be getting dark soon, and I don't think we really want to be outside when it is dark. But anyway, we don't really have a choice. We're just going to have to survive somehow.
Look at the moss on the tree. Good moss.
This looks like something similar to a lichen, actually, like Old Man's Beard, Usnea.
Oh, this one, yeah. This one.
The stringy one, yes,
yeah.
yes.
Like you get in the woods.
Yes, like you get in the woods. Usually in areas with better air quality, you'll find Old Man's Beard, which is basically a fungus and an algae living in a symbiotic relationship. So it's in a mutualistic symbiotic relationship.
So is it plants?
Yeah, it's a fungus and an algae that are living together. The fungus provides a structure. So if we look at this, if this is a lichen, and I think it is, I think it's one of the hanging leaf-like type of, very similar to the Old Man's Beard lichens. The fungus actually provides the structure that you see there. So this is the fungus's structure, but in there you also have the algae growing. And the algae are photosynthesizing and in the process actually giving sugars to the fungus. So the algae get a place to live, a house basically, and the fungus in return will get the algae and will get the sugar from the algae. Additionally, the algae will photosynthesize and then produce oxygen that the fungus can use, and the fungus will use the oxygen, release carbon dioxide that the algae can also use. So it's a very, very nice mutualistic relationship going where both of them benefit from the interaction. So quite cool. Okay, found the elder. He's hiding in this little cave over here. Hello, elder. What have you got here? A little basin to stare creepily at?
Bath.
Maybe a bath. That bath is like green enough to have been used multiple times.
This elder looks so wise.
It does. Look at these little moth-like antennae. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so the elder has basically told us that we need to go help some settlers. The inside here, we go along here. Here is a walnut chest that requires the clover key. You can kind of see it's got a 4-leaf clover symbol there. But the clover key is missing, and inside here apparently is the elixir of life, which can cure the queen from her ailment. And since the queen is sick, this is, I guess, the overarching story. The overarching quest.
Ooh, what's that? An owl. Did you hear that?
I didn't hear. Was there a hoot?
Like a ooh, ooh, ooh.
Ah, could be an owl. So it seems that in the game here, the owls are revered. So they're kind of sacred to the small folk that we are playing as, which is why we've got owl... Yeah, there is an owl. I just heard it. Which is why we have the owl effigies everywhere as well. A storm approaches!
Run, Forrest, run!
Ah! Go.
I wonder what happens if you stay outside. You're gonna blow away.
Yeah, I'll probably die. I'm not sure whether you can be struck by lightning, but I'm pretty sure you will freeze to death.
I'm getting a feeling my death is near anyway. I'm probably gonna die fast and way before you. See this green on the wall. This is probably also moss.
The green. Let us examine. This could be moss. It looks like it's a mossy type of plant growing here.
Looks almost like sea algae.
It does. It looks very much like the pond moss we saw in Grounded as well. But yes, I do think it is a type of moss. They do tend to grow very well in shaded environments. And there is, of course, the myth that if you want to find your way when you're lost in the forest, you look for the moss along the trees. Because if you're in the northern hemisphere, people say, oh, it always grows on the northern side of trees. Whereas in the southern hemisphere, it always grows on the southern side of trees. Basically, the side away from the sun. However, that's not true. If an area is shady enough, it can grow right around the tree. And you will just you'll think you are at the North or South Pole because it's growing everywhere. So, you know, north must be every direction. You'll be walking in circles. So do not trust mosses in terms of showing you the way if you get lost. There's lightning.
Very, very frightening.
Aha! The clouds have dispersed. Let's go outside, shall we? It's daytime. Oh, wonderful. We are finally seeing daylight again. You can slide.
Oh.
Hold in the crouch button. I think it should be C on your keyboard.
Oh.
Yeah. There we go.
I'm dirty.
Yes. The small folk are dirty. Wow. I slid quite far there. Yay! Well, off we go. Yes, well, sap and resin basically being the same. Resin just being if something, for example, a pine tree, which this could be, I'm not sure. But resin basically being a sap that has antimicrobial properties. The plant produces it, and it's quite sticky usually. And then it seals the wounds on the tree, so if it is damaged in some way. An edible mushroom. This appears to be some kind of agaric, one of the field mushrooms possibly. Of course, it goes without saying, but please do not go and eat everything you see. This mushroom does have a little sheath at the base here, which has... The death cap also has that. And the death cap, as the name suggests, is extremely toxic. Interesting. I think we could probably go along there.
Butterflies.
Butterflies are gorgeous. At night time, I do believe they turn into moths, or they are moths present instead of butterflies. And moths and butterflies basically very much fulfilling the same niches of pollinators. Moths also, in most cases, will drink nectar, like butterflies do. But moths, of course, are active during the night, and the different plants will target them. So most butterflies will be able to see quite well in terms of color. And so plants that want to be pollinated by butterflies or are trying to attract butterflies for pollination will generally have brightly colored flowers, whereas those that are trying to attract moths, which are active at night, will usually have white flowers to stand out against the greener background that they have behind them. So yeah, but both of them will be pollinators and will visit flowers for nectar.
I wish I could go into that hole in the tree.
Which hole?
Hey. Here where I am.
Oh! The hole in the tree.
Looks like the perfect shelter.
Oh, that hole. Yes. Although, of course, a whole bunch of other things would also be sheltering over there, and I suspect they may come out at night. And they may be,
like spooders.
Yeah, not only spooders, but all kinds of dangerous stuffs.
I jumped so high, hit myself.
Oh, wow. I'm still trying to see if there is a way to get up there. Not sure, I can't see a way up, but there must surely be a way up. Anyway. There is an owl effigy, a big owl statue up ahead, with some food on there as well, I believe. Maybe if we go along this way.
Do you think these butterflies are based on actual...
It's most likely one of the swallowtails, yes. If you look at them, it's in the Papilio genus, most likely. If you look at their tail, they've got that extension there. Yes. Usually males have got a longer tail than the females, and most likely to actually attract the females. Really, really gorgeous.
Gorgeous, yes.
Yeah.
I think we get those here in South Africa.
Not these species, but we do have some swallowtails in South Africa as well. The closest we have to that coloration would be the citrus swallowtail.
Oh yes.
Yes, that one does pop up in our garden occasionally.
Yeah.
That's quite cool. Weirdest caterpillars that they have as well. Ooh. Ah! Almost bumped me back there, lassie.
Oh really? Sorry.
No worries.
Did you lose?
Yeah, clearly, eh? Ah! Oh no, I'm going backwards. There we go, well done.
I'm as light as a feather.
Yes. I am as light as a stone. Ah!
You're struggling.
Maybe slightly.
You must go back a bit. Come from more.
There we go, got it.
So, false turkey tail, you say?
I suspect so, although maybe not. Having a look at it now, false turkey tail does have more pronounced rings. this does seem to be some kind of other bracket fungus. Now the main part of the fungus is actually under the trunk over here, under the bark. It will be decomposing the dead wood of the tree, and then in the process turning it into organic matter. It uses a lot of it, and then also the mushrooms that we see here are simply the fruiting bodies, like an apple of a tree, just the fruiting body of that fungus. This is not the main fungus that you have here.
So technically, this tree should be dying if there's so many fungi on it.
Well, to some extent, maybe, but there are others. There are some species of fungus that will decompose dead wood, most notably in oak trees, and the oaks don't seem to actually be negatively impacted by it. They seem to actually do better as a result of it, because in that case at least, not with all trees, but in that case, the fungus does hollow out the tree a little bit, hollow out the inside. It doesn't decompose the living part of the tree, only the dead wood. And by being hollowed out, what happens is that the tree is able to bend more easily. And if there's a major storm like we experienced earlier, they actually are able to survive it better. Rather than snapping, they bend. So it's bend, not snap.
Well, you can clearly see by the leaves. This is we call it a akker.
Yeah, that's an oak tree.
It's
so this
oak,
is an
it's
oak tree,
oak,
yes. Okay, interesting, yeah. So of course one would get acorns as well from it.
Yeah. I only know this because this is the type of tree that was in my yard when I grew up.
Oh yes, and at university you also had quite a lot of these trees there.
And the beautiful mushrooms that we forage grows on their branches? Oh no, on their roots, eh?
Yeah, on their roots, yes, the porcini mushroom. So totally different species from these ones that we've got here. But we'll be talking about them if we see any in this game or in any other games, of course, as well.
But remember, kids, don't go harvesting mushrooms.
Yes, please do not. It goes without saying, but please, you can die by eating the wrong species of fungus.
Find yourself an ecologist first.
Yes, and then, well, actually find yourself a mycologist, which is a person that studies mushrooms.
Oh, yes.
Even an ecologist may not be the best person to trust.
Okay. Thank you for telling me that.
Yes, too late, you already married
that
me.
You tell me I can eat.
Oh my word, dear. We made it.
Oh,
We are at
I'm
the top.
bad at jumping.
Yes, normally you're bad at it. You're actually quite good in this. Okay, so we can claim this tree as our own.
Yes.
By pressing E. I want to claim this tree. Yes, now we can build a base here.
The tree has been claimed by another small folk.
Well, you can stay in my house. It's
You always
okay.
take my stuff.
You can stay in my house. It's okay.
So there's a guy here. Oh, he's probably just a lift.
He's the tree butler. We can go down and up. Go. Let's jump on the ship here.
So nice.
We can say, okay, well, we want to go down to root level, please. And down we go. So we don't have to do the...
Thirsty.
So everybody, as we are ascending the tree again, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Of course, if you want to see more videos like this, where you learn more about nature while we're playing games, please consider subscribing to the channel. I try to post videos at least twice a week, and we've got live streaming now as well, with Subnautica that is being live streamed every Saturday as well. Thank you again for joining us on this little adventure of ours, in this case, literally a little adventure. We are going to be building our base, and we're going to do that in the next episode. So until then, everybody, from an ecologist and his wife, goodbye.
Goodbye.